else has joined. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for saying hello, Alberto. I'm sorry that you couldn't join us, my friend, because we got the times wrong.
We did.
Alberto has started his online journey and he was going to bring on someone. So this is the power of social media. And for anyone who's just joined us, my name's Tash. I'm 49 years old and I live in Melbourne, Australia. And the idea of this live is to introduce what has become someone who has become rather a business associate, and how she is so excited to start her online journey in this space. And we wanted to give you a real perspective from someone who actually said yes to the opportunity, who started scared, who started perhaps, I don't know, maybe do you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Mary, and I'm not going to tell you how old I am. You can guess. Just put it in the chat. Just find out how old I am. So, because I have been told that, yeah, you're really that age? So, and this program's for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're 17, our youngest in the community.
Yeah, 17 years old. So someone has started building an online business from 17. And who's
the oldest? The oldest is 92.
What does that say?
Yeah, you can start at any time. And I'm nowhere near 92. So stay away from the 90s. So give it a go. Have a guess how old I am.
It's so hard with women, I find. It's so hard these days to, guess someone's age. You don't want to be rude either.
No.
Because you know what I did on board an aeroplane once?
What?
There was a lady who looked pregnant and she was seated at the overwing exit, and passengers who cannot sit at the overwing exit, there's a list, and one of them was ladies who were pregnant for obvious reasons.
Because they can't lift and open the emergency exit just in case something happens.
Yeah. And mistakenly, and this is when I was a junior cabin crew member, I try to not embarrass her, because I understand that, that everyone's listening, is trying to discreetly say, oh, ma'am, I'm really sorry, but you can't sit at the overwing exit because you're expecting a baby. And she looked at me and she said, but I'm not pregnant. I was
foot and mouth. And you apologise profusely. And then you crawled away into the galley.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But Mary, I really wanted to ask you, for anyone who's been on the fence about starting a business, because we're going to tell you some real life stories of how everyday Australians are getting scammed on the internet with cryptocurrency. And more importantly, how Christmas is around the corner and we've got 6 weeks to go, which is really scary, because here we are again at Christmas 2025. And I don't know about you, but everyone makes a New Year's resolution that they're going to change their life, they're going to lose weight, quit smoking, or whatever it is. And how many people break that commitment to themselves?
And one of the things that I can think of is getting fit, and then they go and check out how much the gym memberships are, and then they freak out. And they go, I can't afford that.
Yeah, but those, I've got a friend of mine who's just disciplined, because discipline's a muscle that you need to develop, because you can't rely on motivation alone, because it's an emotion. It comes and goes like the ocean, right? So, yeah. But no, I wanted to ask you, for the people who are on the fence about investing in themselves, because what you've done is you've invested in yourself.
I have.
But I wanted to ask you, what did you feel sold to?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was silently watching you grow and become the amazing woman that you are.
Oh, thank you.
And becoming financially independent. And I went, I want a piece of that. And the reason why I want a piece of that is because, I want to retire. I've been, and there's a clue to how old I am. I do want to retire, but I want to also, not feel worried that if I do live to 100, that my super's going to take me through that journey. And so, I thought to myself, I want financial freedom. Number one. Number two, I want to still go out and go to festivals and
Hi,
gigs.
publishing creators. How you
Hello.
going? Thanks for joining. We're using this as a practice. We're telling stories.
Yeah, we are.
Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. That's cool. That's cool. That's great you acknowledge who's joining us. And yeah, so, and I love music. Music is my life. So I don't want to have, I don't want to look at a price for, say, AC/DC and go, oh my God, it's a $500 ticket. I just want to go, yeah, I'm going to buy it.
Without worrying
about it.
Like, how many people, like, when you want to go and see some of these, like, big live bands,
Yeah.
like AC/DC is huge.
Yeah.
Did you say the tickets were $500?
They started at 300 and then they just
Wow.
go up and up and up, depending on whether you want to be in the nosebleed section
Yeah.
of the arena.
Oh, it's Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. How you going?
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks for joining us. Glenn's in Hobart. And I'm just going to quickly talk about Glenn for a minute, because Glenn saw this opportunity as an Australian. He was a chef. He is a chef by trade. And Glenn saw an opportunity that could change his financial freedom even at a younger age, because chefs work really, really hard. And I've worked in the hospitality industry. In the hospitality industry, like the aviation industry, it never closes down. If anything, it gets busier towards, Christmas time and Easter and all those, Mother's Day and Father's Day and Valentine's Day, like hospitality, and chefs work really hard.
Yeah.
So Glenn has now specialised in building communities online. And if I can work out how to invite him, Glenn, do you want to pop in the chat if you would be happy to come on as a guest now, or would you like us to just continue sharing stories? Because we'd really love to hear because we're talking about digital marketing, we're talking about promoting someone else's products and making 100% profit, and how this opportunity can change the lives of more importantly Australians, because we're in Australia, and we know that the cost of living is just getting higher and higher. Like, every year in my inbox, I'm getting emails from my health insurance company, car insurance. Like, how often do your premiums go down?
Stay the same. Never.
They're always going up. You're just working out how to jump on.
Yeah.
I might have to work out how to invite you, engage with your audience. What does that mean?
Yeah. So getting back
start
to
a poll.
I was going to say,
go for it.
Yeah. I mean, hospitality, I've never really been in hospitality, but my daughters have been. And basically being on your feet for 9-10 hours in a hot kitchen, running around, sometimes taking abuse from people because they didn't get the right food. It would be something that would be soul crushing after a long period of time doing the same thing. So that's my take on hospitality. And I guess one of the reasons also why we want to share this, because do we really want to work 8 hours a day
more than that,
making money for someone else,
building someone else's dream?
Building somebody else's dream. I just think this is an amazing opportunity, because I'm just really excited. You can tell by the look on my face. And it's like, Tash comes over this morning. She goes, "How are you feeling?" I said, "No, I am raring to go. Never been live, but then I can also talk a leg off a chair, as you know." But super excited.
You've got to connect with people, and thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
You've really got to connect with people who are genuine about changing their life, and because guys, if you are looking at getting into digital marketing, there is an investment.
Yeah.
And Mary, what have you learned about your investment, and what ongoing expenses are associated with running an online business?
Now, this is the beauty. This is the beauty of it, because when you start a business, you've got to hire staff, you've got to get a premises, so there's a lease involved, all your overheads. It just can climb up into so many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But with this is a one-time purchase, and it's yours, and you build it, and there are up to 10 income streams. And I think for me, it's because it's 100% profit just for me.
That's
So,
right.
and there's nothing else to pay. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glenn, my friend, I can't add you. I would have needed to schedule the live because I asked AI.
Yeah.
I would have needed to schedule the live and invited you at that point.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, you've just sent me a message on school.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I said, I'm just thinking about retiring, and I still want to go to those big price festivals and gigs, and I don't want to go to the supermarket and say, well, I've got to buy the cheap no-name brand yogurt, even though I really, really, really like the dearer one. So just little things like that. And I'm a person that lives on their own. And just every time I go to the supermarket, I just find that my bills, at the end, at the cash out, it's like, oh my goodness, I've just bought 4 things and it's like $75, $80 for 4 things.
Gosh, that
And
must be expensive, Mary. What are you buying?
I like what I like. And I like, good quality protein. And
I know, how expensive is it to buy a piece of steak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just one of these people that likes nice, good quality things. I like to buy organic, just to help the Aussie farmers. And sometimes, and it's not the farmers that are getting that money; it's the middle people like Coles and Woolies that up the price for organic.
How many times have we seen farmers, struggling?
Yeah.
With the cost of living hikes and stuff, because the supermarkets are just
gouging them.
Yeah.
I mean, a prime example is I've got my favourite coffee, my coffee beans. I was actually complaining to Tash when I was making her a coffee this morning, and I go to Aldi, and the first time I bought this beautiful coffee, it was amazing, really good, tasty, roasted. Really, it was just like my mouth's watering just thinking about it. $14 for the packet, and in the last, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 months, it's jumped up to 24, and it wasn't just $14, $15, $16. It's gone from 14 to 24. That's an extra $10 for my favorite coffee. And I don't want to have to worry about, oh my God, maybe I should buy a cheaper brand. It's not going to be as nice.
But how cheap can, like, Aldi claim to be,
that cheapest.
cheap,
and
their coffee's good,
but
that
true.
We're talking about the cost of living and all that sort of stuff, and I think I asked you what you invested in, like, can you tell people maybe who don't understand, because I don't feel a lot of people understand the I guess altitude of I always go back to aviation.
Altitude.
The magnitude rather of the cost of living and how things have gone up, but more importantly, and Australians don't know about this opportunity and how it can change their life. But can you give people, like I understand, you're getting started and everything, and you're learning, because you've got to learn these skills, right? But maybe what exactly have you invested in?
I'm invested in myself.
That's exactly right.
And I'm having a ball.
Everything going up except wages.
And the thing is, it's fun, and I'm having a good time learning, because I'm a learner. I'll be learning for life. But it's also fun, and I'm connected to this amazing community that are so supportive, and that give advice, and high five, and that's what you need. You need those sorts of people around you that are going to lift you and make you, not make you, because it's all up to me. Okay, at the end of the day, it's up to me to make it work. But
that's exactly right.
It's just so nice, and I've met so many beautiful people, and just people from around the world. So it's not just sort of just for the where we're at here in Melbourne, Australia. But yeah, I'm investing in me, and the learning's amazing. And I'm just like learning tools. I'm learning AI. I'm learning AI.
How crazy is that?
Look at me, gold star. Because of course the generation.
And we won't ask how old you are.
No.
So it's never too late to learn something new. See, learning, does it sound scary to you to learn something new though?
Oh, look, maybe just a little bit. I think it's more excitement more than anything, because I want to work smarter and not harder. That
See,
is
that's
my
the
thing.
key, isn't it?
That's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to work hard.
21.
I've done that. I've done that in my early years, because, of course, being first generation Australian, like yourself, and coming from a migrant background, it was like, get a job, work hard, work for the man. Just keep on going. Work overtime. Work overtime. I'm hearing my dad's voice, right? Work overtime. That's how you get ahead. You work. And I've done that, and I'm tired, and I just.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, our parents were only taught what their parents were taught, and I, similar to you, have a European background.
Yeah.
And I don't really believe it matters which background you have, but the mentality of what we've been taught was, you know, go to school, get good grades, get a good stable job, and work really, really hard. But there's only 24 hours in a day, and it's how you use those 24 hours that, you know, because millionaires and billionaires have the same amount of hours than that we do.
And I love what Glenn's just said. Everything's going up except our wages. My kids can't afford a house, right?
How old are your kids?
28.
Oh, and she has triplets.
I have triplet daughters. Yeah.
How amazing is that?
Yeah. And they're trying, and they've got.
Do they work hard?
They work really hard.
Yeah.
Really, really hard. And sometimes
they've been raised well.
Yeah.
Because you've worked hard too.
I've worked hard, and
we all do.
And sometimes it's hard to also find a workplace where you can work and be happy.
Yeah.
You know, there are some workplaces, and I'm not sort of naming names or anything like that, but sometimes there was bullying involved, and you just got to stay because you need your pay packet. I don't want to get up for work because that person's going to be there and they're going to give me a hard time. Did
you know that, and this is fact, guys, about 60% of Australians are unhappy in their workplace.
Yeah.
And yet they're spending so much time in a workplace that they're unhappy in.
Yeah, agree.
Have you been in unhappy workplaces?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, where I was bullied, where I was given work to do, but not at my pay grade, at a higher pay grade. But you know what? It's good experience for you. Yeah, but we're not going to give you any more money. But if you do this, it's going to be great experience for you. It's like for example, I'll give you an example. My daughters were before COVID a band called She-Wolf. And the amount of gigs that they did for even, I think the lowest pay packet was $5 between the four of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it's like, but do it for the experience and do it for the exposure, right? Same with work. It's like, well, you know, and I had to sort of just like it or lump it, and I did it, and it almost killed me and burnt me out. And you know about that story.
Yeah,
so not mentioning names, but it was hard slog, and I'm just really glad I'm, looking at other ways to make money and believing in myself and believing in my skills. And if I don't have the skills, I'm going to learn them.
See, that mentality right there, guys, is about taking action, even when you're not ready, even when, it's scary. Look, I was petrified when I started my business. Glenn, you would have been petrified, but you invested in yourself because you wanted to learn the skills, because what we're learning, you can replace your income. Wouldn't you agree?
And the rest.
And the rest.
That's all I'm going to say.
It depends how much. See, when you've got your own business, you're the one that decides how much money you want to make. True? Whereas if you're working in a job, there is someone else that determines how much money you make, and your life is revolved around the decisions of other people. So would you agree that starting your own business would be buying back your time?
Buying back my time and doing the things that I love to do.
He found it exciting. See, he's like you.
Yeah, me too, Glenn. Oh, I'm so excited. We've got a little community happening.
Yeah, even if there's just 3 of us, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good practice.
Yeah.
Because it's, Glenn, you're going to have to show me how to edit at the beginning because we've kind of dicked around and we'll be going, oh, there's no one here. And I said, you know what? let's just do it
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
working
yeah,
for myself rather than
yeah,
making money for
yeah.
someone else.
And our wages are
Yeah.
static. It's static. They don't go anywhere. They don't give us enough pay rises, or the wages aren't growing with what is necessary to live and to live a good life
And survive.
you know. So yeah, it's really hard for people like my daughters. One of my daughters said to me, I don't want to live out in the sticks. I want to live where I was born. I want to buy a house here. And it's like, it's very expensive, sweetheart. I don't care. I want to live here. And you know, good on her. Kudos to her for her conviction and for her passion. But the thing is that, yeah, she's going to be working hard to just get the deposit to buy something locally here next to her mum, because she loves me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But do you understand that what you've invested in is you've invested in something that is going to bring you and your daughters even a legacy?
Totally. I will put it in my will.
So so if you're a parent watching us right now,
Yeah.
wouldn't you like to learn how you can leave a legacy for your children and their children? Because I'm going to say this, it even says in the Bible that we should provide enough fruit, right, that is that can be passed on to at least your grandchildren, because we weren't designed to work as hard as we do, and the cost of living is only going to go up. And as an example, to give you a real perspective, the average Australian in 1975, and it was a year before I was born, so there's a clue.
I was born. There's a clue.
All right. The average Australian was making $7,000 a year. The average or the median house price was $6,000. So your income was higher than the cost of a house. Now, let's just say the median Australian income right now is about, let's just say $100,000. Can you buy a house for $100,000? Yeah, that's right. 3.5 versus 20
to
30%.
Plus, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Thanks, Glenn.
And so how is it fair that everyday Australians are trading their time for money? Because you're building someone else's dream. You're building someone else that has stepped out of their comfort zone and has started something, but they're always going to put a ceiling on what you are capable of. How many times have you been in a job where you have felt confident and had the knowledge and experience to maybe apply for that, the next step up? Like if you might want to apply for a team leader position or a managerial position, or even a senior position if you're on board an airplane, and someone else is telling you you're not good enough or you're not ready. Have you had that?
Oh, totally. Absolutely. This is where the other story comes in. But it's good experience for you if you do it.
Yeah. And you've got to play the game. Oh,
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that opportunity.
And it's their opinion, or it's their, you could be a threat. And here in Australia, we have this phenomenon that's called tall poppy syndrome.
I'm glad you brought that up.
They wrote a book about it. And what it means essentially is for people who either are really good at whatever they do, they just get so much hate, and they get people who want to drag them down because it's a reflection of someone else's failures or fear for not doing something for themselves.
True. Yeah. I totally agree. 100%. Experienced that quite a bit. So I can't wait.
I think everyone has at some point.
I'm so excited to retire. I can't wait. Counting down the days, because this is going to help me. This is my vehicle. I'm so stoked. I'm jumping out of my skin. I don't know if you can tell.
I love it. She's so stoked. See, this is what happens when you attract the right people, because when you purchase I'm going to run down exactly what digital marketing is. Do you want to do that?
Go for it.
And we'll talk about what digital products are, because I don't know about you. Before I started, I didn't know what either of those meant. So a digital marketing essentially is using any online platform, and most of the time it's social media, where you market or promote a product or a service or even a program. So a service would be something like an airline. An airline provides a service to fly people from A to B. They provide a product as well, because their product is their in-flight product, which is the types of seats in business class, the service offering, and all the things on board, right? That's their what we call a hard product. And whereas a digital product is something that is downloadable, it could be a form of an ebook. So what you're doing is you're essentially promoting someone else's products. And in this instance, we have purchased the master resale rights, which gives us the ability to resell these digital products over and over and over, and 100% profit goes into your bank account by following a proven system that I discovered when I was working 7 days a week after my aviation career ended back in 2020. And so that's what digital marketing is. If I've missed anything, please put in the comments if you really want to learn, or if I haven't covered what it was. But a digital product is something also that has a high ROI, or return on investment.
Thank you, because I'm really bad with acronyms, and you know.
So return on investment, meaning a digital product is something that is created once and it can be resold over and over and over and over, because if you're starting a business, you've got to solve a problem. And most of the problems, or should I say, if you could put two of the biggest problems that people have today, what would they be? I'm going to start. Time and money. Lack of time, lack of money. We have lack of time because we're too busy trading our time for a lack of money that covers our expenses even. And with inflation and the cost of living, and we're talking about, the prices, like imagine what prices are going to be like in real estate in the next 10 years. And then you've got, let's throw AI in the mix. And many Australians are either scared of AI and whether or not their jobs will be affected.
True.
AI has already crept into the aviation space, and it did a long time ago with automations, with, designing airplanes with autopilot. I never thought when I started flying in 1999 that I would actually see automatic check-in kiosks. So now you can book a flight on your phone. You pay for it online. You turn up to the airport, you check your own bag in, you check yourself in, and then you go through security, you go to the gate, and then when passengers board the aircraft, all they do is they do this. Like, here's my boarding pass. Everything is online. Everything's automated. And the reason that they've done that is because staff are one of the biggest expenses that any company could have. And a lot of Australian companies are going to look at AI to see if they can automate what humans can do now, and or even do it better, because, well, not do it better, but, well, yes, do it better in a sense, because they can operate 24/7. They don't need sick leave. They don't need superannuation. They don't need all of these additional expenses that companies need.
Exactly.
So automations are coming in the next 2 to 5 years. Millions, I think, worldwide, I know that about $92 million, and that's a prediction by Forbes, jobs are going to be lost worldwide. And in Australia, that's going to affect a lot of Australians who are in hospitality, aviation, customer services, even Uber, and automation factories where they can replace humans with robots and automations.
It's already happening. That's already happening, especially
Amazon
in the car industry. It's already happening with replacing people with machines. So, and, you just have a look at what the unemployment rate. Unemployment is rising here in Australia.
It is actually.
It's going to be out of control. So it's really important to have a think about what the future holds, really, because of AI, because of automations. We've just got to look out for number one.
Well, speaking of automations, let's talk a little bit about your automated business and how when you purchase a digital marketing program and you're following the blueprint, and you've learned about the automation system
Yeah.
that comes complementary
Mm.
with any of the programs that you get started with, and how it builds a relationship with people who are interested to learn more, and how attraction marketing will clearly, because birds of a feather flock together, you will attract people who are like you.
Yeah.
And if you are serious, like Mary, you're serious about,
Yeah.
you know, because you are nearing retirement,
Yeah.
and your fears were not having enough money to last you until you know, the end. And sadly, most Australians don't have that.
Yeah.
They're not going to have the sufficient amount of retirement that they have, you know, relied on governments to control the superannuation, employers to control how much money you make, and a lack of time, right? But we're here to talk about how to change all of that, and even before Christmas. So we're also here to talk about how you can make some extra money before Christmas.
Yeah.
The average Australian spends anywhere between $2,000 to $2,500 extra out of their own pockets on plastic or on Apple Pay. Tap, 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 tap. Before you know it, there's a couple of grand gone. And I don't think a lot of Australians really look at their bank accounts, because I know I haven't, except when there's a hole and people are putting stuff on their credit cards, and, you know, the new year comes, and then you just repeat that cycle. Right.
And then the bank goes 20%. Thank you very much on your credit card.
On your credit cards, on taxed income.
Taxed income.
You're never going to win that battle.
Yeah.
So this is something that we are both passionate about now. I've been passionate about it for a long time. I've made enough money in this space, I can say, to know it works. And I have started a couple of businesses before. We've also both done MLMs, or multi-level marketing, where again you are promoting someone else's products. But for example, if you were promoting, where's a pen, or let's just say that this is a lip gloss, and I love it that the creator Michelle O'Neill gives this example, because it's 100% true. You know, you're promoting like skincare products, lip glosses, mascaras, to make $9 or $10 per sale. There we go.
I just happen to have one handy.
Cute. Whereas this one, like for example, to make $900, you're going to need 100 customers. Whereas if someone purchased one of your digital products or programs, you make $900, and 100% of that goes into your bank account. Yeah. And you do it with automations, and that's where we were going. We're talking about automations. So do you know what you've learned about automation so far, and how this business is a rejection-free business? Because one of the biggest fears I think that people have is feeling rejected, or hearing the word no, or bothering friends and family.
Oh, that's a biggie for me. I don't want to bother friends and family. I did do an what is it? An MLM,
multi-level marketing.
Yeah, and you know, I lost all my friends.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
34% of Australians said they were finding it difficult or very difficult to live on their current income alone. And I think we all feel that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, that's fine. No, I'm really glad that, you know, Glenn's joining us with some lovely comments and some facts, etc. I lost all my friends. Can I say the A word?
Through doing an MLM.
Yeah.
Because they teach you contact your friends and family, get in the DMs, and you're wasting so much time doing that.
Yeah, and then you lose all your.
I lost a couple of friends.
Yeah, and I remember how much laundry detergent my poor parents bought. It was like, yes, my poor parents, and they didn't even like the product. I mean, look, the products are great, but
they're overinflated, aren't they?
Overinflated, and they just felt like they were, to help their daughter out, and we'll buy this detergent and that shampoo, and and at the end, it just broke my heart. So 34% of Australians said they're finding it difficult or very difficult to live off their current income. Absolutely. Totally agree 100% with that one. They're skimping. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul to get ahead. So, totally agree with that one.
Yeah. So, I'm going to talk about Group 7, because that was a big thing on TikTok. And did you hear about Group 7? Has that come up in any of your content?
No, because I just want to sort of let everyone know that I'm still learning.
You're still learning?
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So the product actually comes with modules that you work through. and it takes you step by step by step.
It
So
does.
it's really easy to understand. But yeah, go and
No,
explain group 7.
Well, group 7, because this is an example of the power of social media and how it creates digital real estate. And we want to talk about digital real estate because I really think it's the type of real estate that is extremely underrated in the online space, and particularly what I've learned. And so there was an upcoming singer by the name of Sophia James who wrote some songs. So you can relate to that, you know, being music and singing. And because a lot of artists rely on record labels who take a cut, but they're promoting your music. So she decided to experiment with social media. So she did a series of videos. And so she started one video and called it Group 1 or hashtag Group 1 all the way through to Group 7. And for some unknown reason, Group 7 just went viral. And all of a sudden, all of these people from around the world, Gen Xers were a part of it, baby boomers, and even the younger generation. It hit Australia. There was a lady that I saw one of her content that said, look, I'm not too sure if this Group 7 trend or cult, she almost called it or described it, is about, but I like it and I want to be a part of it because it kind of reminded you of people feeling the need to belong to something. And, you know, speaking of like Glenn in our chat here, who is from Hobart, because he specialises in building online communities, because part of this program or any digital product that one would purchase, you get lifetime membership and mentorship in an online digital community where you can actively engage, actively learn from. We're doing a 90-day sprint at the moment where there's a video that's placed in every day that goes for maybe anywhere between 1.5 to 3.5 minutes. And they're actionable steps from someone, by the way, who's made the money, who you follow, you pay attention to people who are either where you want to go or are on their way to making a lot of money. And I just want to briefly touch on Ms. Michelle O'Neill, who was a single grandma who had 6 children. And she was doing MLM. She had no control over the comp plan. They changed it. Speaking of which, I personally know someone that did MLM or built an MLM business over 15 years, and that MLM went out of business, lost their business overnight. The digital space isn't going anywhere. If anything, more and more businesses are transitioning to the internet. And just quickly as a reminder, that Temu, Shein, and all of those online shopping platforms that people are literally addicted to and are scrolling through Temu. I know I've done it. Right?
Oh, I do it all the time.
We all do it. But the retail shops are closing down. How many Australian jobs were lost there? You know? So I want to talk a little bit about Michelle O'Neill. Michelle O'Neill trusted a complete stranger on the internet. So just quickly, because my mind is just flipping around, but Sophia James is proof that the internet works because it brought a significant amount of people together from all around the world who want to belong to something. Now, there are people who want to belong to something. Yep, restaurants and cafes closing down too. Exactly, because of Uber Eats, and people are lazy. They want convenience. And it's not that people are also lazy, but people are exhausted. You see, like, you know, so many mums and dads, like, we'll get to your friend shortly who's a single dad who struggles, works really, really hard, and is physically exhausted. So this is another example of fellow Australians. And by the way, has looked into this business and gone, I'm curious to know more, you see, because you're working with people who want to change their life, not the dickheads, I'm sorry, that are going to say it's too expensive or like you're buying a business. So Michelle O'Neill, she trusted a stranger on Facebook because this business works with any digital online platform. And so you get comfortable with one. And she followed a step-by-step blueprint, which taught her and showed her how to automate her business, how to never hear the word no, and how to attract customers to her because she was a single mum. She wanted to help single mums create extra income because a lot of the pain points for single parents is putting their children into daycare,
Oh, business in a box, love it.
Business in a box. Thank you, Glenn. It is.
Yeah.
So Michelle has essentially packaged a digital product and passed on the master resale rights, which which essentially gives you the right to resell a digital product that's in high demand that already sells over and over and over without creating it and without bothering friends or family. And without ever hearing the word no. So, and Michelle has made over $10 million and has grown an online community, monetizes from that, offers additional coaching, and has opened up multiple income streams, not just by reselling the program, but learning the strategies inside the program to be an affiliate, to build an email list, to build a brand, now to use AI. And we now have a digital product that is in a second language that we didn't create to Spanish people, because the Spanish language is widely used in the Western world,
especially in the States and obviously in parts of Europe as well. But pain point for me was I did not want to involve my friends and my family. I didn't want to bother them or DM them or give them a hard sell or anything like that. And that's and this is perfect for me, because basically using the online digital world. When, I don't know how many billion people do we have it that are on social media.
Well, that's the thing, we can all agree that whether you're traveling on a bus, train, or a plane, even people at work, they're at their desk checking their socials. Right. Your perfect customers hang out on social media who are looking for opportunities to create extra income. And the most powerful way to do that, the blueprint teaches you how to set up an automated online business and use social media to attract people who are just like you. So we talk about that, and Michelle talks about you're thinking about who your perfect customer is. Like Michelle's perfect customers were single mums who didn't want to take a calculator to the grocery store, who were stressed and burnt out, and having an MLM because she wanted to be at home for her kids, and the MLM comp plan changed on her, which basically meant she didn't have control. So she took back control of her life, travels the world, and one of her sons is a runner. So she is able to have not only the time but the money to physically be there to see her son achieve his dreams and goals and visions. Because that's his passion. So imagine, like, your daughters, like you mentioned that one of your daughters is in a band, and all three girls are musical, taking after their mother's footsteps, by the way. And now I've lost my track of thought, because that's what happens when you're 49. And I just said I'm 49.
I'm not saying how old I am, but I do remember where you were.
I said it at the beginning of the live anyway, so that's fine.
Just being able to be with them and being able to go to their gigs and being able to support them. That's time and money. And I just need to be there for them. And with Michelle being there for one of her sons, because of course they don't live in the same state of America, so she's flying, so being able to fly,
to travel,
to fly, to fly business class, to be there,
all while her business is working for her, like
in the background.
Michelle not so long ago spent a lot of time in hospital. It was Michelle's mum that fell really ill, and her business was working for her. Like she and God bless her, because she, even though she had stuff going on, because she's a massive leader in our community, she was still putting out that content for us and the training for us, because she's there for us and she talks from her heart. And I think that's what's made her super successful, is because she has that ability to talk where it makes you feel seen and heard. It makes you feel, and she always says, there's nothing that I've done that no one else can do. Right. And Glenn's just put being able to work from anywhere in an internet connection with an internet connection is exciting to me. So different things appeal, like different parts of the business appeal to different people, like as an example, Glenn is not focusing on reselling the program, but the program and blueprint has taught him to build online communities and using AI tools to do it, creating affiliate links, and even provide coaching where he will be gets paid for people who want to get closer and do what he does. And sadly, we can't get Glenn live on here, but next time
we'll do it again.
We're going to do this once a week to start off with. And Glenn can certainly break down exactly how you can monetize from creating an online digital community as a hobby, and you can build a business on the side without actually realize that you're building a business, because a lot of people have hobbies. And Glenn, if you want to put in the chat what some of those hobbies that you've seen, because there are now literally hundreds of online communities now that people are monetizing from, and it's just like a membership or a subscription. Like, how many people subscribe to Netflix? Like, I know someone, I'm not going to mention their name, that spends over $200 a month on TV subscriptions.
Must have all of them.
They do. They've got everyone.
How have you got time to actually watch everything? Build a digital business, marketing business, and then you've got all this time to watch all of those platforms, if that's what rocks your boat.
Exactly.
Whatever floats your boat is okay.
So with this digital business, you've got an automated system that is going to build a relationship for you. You're going to learn how to, because the bigger your email list gets, the more people you can help and solve their problems, because where you're in business for yourself but not by yourself, because you make 100% profit. You've got that community, but you've also got an automated system that is working for you on autopilot. So you've literally got automations that are in place that are basically going to be an extension of you explaining what this opportunity is, leveraging the leader, which is Michelle O'Neill, because she's got her videos in there that actually teaches you step by step how to start learning and earning. And we give you 10 digital products to start with. So imagine, like, the average Australian spends between $2,000 and $2,500 every Christmas, and that cost keeps going up, by the way, and our incomes don't. But imagine if you had one digital product that, if you sold even once, would cover the cost of Christmas. So Glenn's written literally anything: chess, Pokemon, card collecting, sports, learning languages, croquet, musical instruments, video games, self-publishing, and AI. See what I mean? So essentially, the program's going to teach you how to package your knowledge, what you already know. Like, Mary, everyone has got a story. True?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I don't know about you, but we've been going live for about 50 minutes. We're under no time straight. We're going to do some editing, and we're going to learn how to do all that. And that's the most exciting part for me, because I just started without any tech skills. And one of the things that I said just quickly before, like when I started this business, was I'm never going to go live and I'm never going to create a digital product, and I'm doing both. And I never thought I would.
So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Starting scared,
but excited.
So you can monetize from creating a digital online community, right, where members can join for free, but you can offer a subscription where you set your price. So it could be as little as $9.95 a month. So imagine if you get, say, 100 people in there, and you can use social media to promote your community for like-minded people who want to join, because people want to be a part of something. Don't they?
They do.
Like, you think about, like, you go to Pilates, right? You Mary performed at Encore on stage. So you did a number of rehearsals. See, this is a thing. Practice
makes perfect.
Did you have coaching during those rehearsals?
Totally. I mean, you don't
See?
put on a musical production of that
Without
magnitude
practice?
without rehearsal, without a director saying, this is what I need. I want you to do this on stage. Without a musical director that is, creates the the space for the 3 or 4 part harmonies. So yeah, there's lots of learning in performing musical theatre.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and I had no idea when I first started doing the performing arts and performing in musical theatre that my vocal range is an alto. No idea. So,
Okay.
So you learn as you go along.
What does an alto mean?
An alto means that I'm on the lower register of the female.
So you've got a low.
Lower
I'm
register.
similar. I've got a low female
Yes, you got
voice.
your altos, you got the mezzos, and then you got your sopranos. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of soprano, but I actually didn't know where it sat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So guys, you can one thing I want to address. I don't know if you've heard it yet since you've started. Is you'll hear a lot of content, which it's kind of. When you hear it, you just kind of cringe because you don't need to buy a program to learn how to make money online, or you don't need to buy a program just to learn how to resell it. I want to talk about that because I do feel everyone has a different perception on things. I know that I certainly wouldn't have been able to make the money that I have so far without learning the skills. And I would have, and I did try and learn it on my own. I tried Google. I was YouTubing, how I can make money online, how I can make money from home, how I can make money with, without having any money to start. And I didn't have the money really to start this online journey, but I did know that it does come with, all of those tools that can essentially help you build an online business and help you brand yourself and build an email list. And, I've met people in this online space, now such as yourself, Glenn, and people from the UK, people in Fiji, and even people in Australia who are really stuck and really want to learn how they can make money online, but they're really scared.
They're scared because there's scams in the world. Right, there's all that crypto scam happening, and you just don't know. And it's really funny you should say that, because when I started sort of saying, "Hey, I'm really excited on social media. I'm excited. I'm scared, but I'm gonna jump right in. And want to do this. Buy my digital marketing product. And I'm gonna do this and all of that." And the amount of people that actually DM'd me and said, "Be very careful what you're doing, because there are all these scams." But the thing is like, here's proof. Michelle O'Neill is proof. So many people.
We wouldn't be here going live. Like, the scammers don't go live.
No, they don't.
I know lots about tech, but the marketing side of things is why I purchased the program to learn. Yeah, that's right. And you don't have to know anything about tech. By the way, to start digital marketing, because I did think that when you hear the words digital marketing, it gives you the perception that you need digital skills or tech skills. Like, I flew as cabin crew for over 20 years, and I had zero tech skills. And when I left the industry just quickly, I had to start again. I had to learn Excel and all of those different systems. And I didn't want to learn them, but I knew I had to make an income, so I had no choice, right? But what Glenn's saying is he wanted to learn about the marketing side of things and build those communities. He's written an ebook that he's currently selling on Amazon. He's a chef by trade. So what he's doing is he's packaging his knowledge into a valuable asset, which is a digital asset, because you only need to create it once, and you can sell it on different platforms. You can sell things on Amazon. For a lot of people might be familiar with affiliate marketing, which is, for example, Amazon FBA is a classic example of affiliate marketing, in a sense where if you promote, let's just say Costco is another example that have an affiliate program, but you've got to learn how to market it, right? Because you use social media, and if people click on your link, and let's just say you're promoting an item from Amazon, if someone clicks on your affiliate link and purchases that product, it could be an outdoor setting, it could be a television, because you get to choose whichever product you feel comfortable promoting. You only make a small percent commission. You see, whereas digital products, you get to make 100% profit.
Yeah.
But there are digital products that have an affiliate tied to it as well, where you don't make 100% profit. But the digital products that we are promoting,
Mm.
you do get to make 100%
Mm.
profit, and you don't have to create them. But the program's going to teach you how to create your own, how to package up what you already know in a digital space. And if you got started with the Legacy Builders bundle pack, you've got the AI tools that can speed up that process for you. You can definitely use your existing professional knowledge and create a digital product or knowledge of hobbies.
Yeah.
How to cook. Like if you can teach other mums who have had multiple births, like triplets, and you've worked out how you can save them time or money or even the mental stress.
Yes, exactly.
On whatever it is to help you cope and to provide a solution to a problem. Yeah.
Absolutely. Being a mum of multiples.
Triplets. Was that a lot of work?
You think?
How many sleepless nights did you have?
I don't remember the first 12 months of their lives.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because
you would have been a zombie.
Well, yeah, it was like a a production line. Change all the nappies. Okay, feed them all, bathe them all, put them all to bed, start again. Same thing. Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Over and over. Yes, and life experiences. Yeah.
But of course, I've got 3 amazing young women that I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
So it's all worth it in the end, isn't it?
I think every parent aims to be really proud of their kids.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm actually going to share a quick story.
Sure.
About education and how it changed my life from a one-time investment, right? Because I do feel that a lot of people undervalue investing in themselves.
Yes.
Because they don't feel like they're good enough, or they might not see the value, particularly when they see the price tag. And I want to give you an example of that. So when I was growing up, I had decided that I want to be an air hostess, and it was a decision. I essentially allowed a 7-year-old decide what I was going to do for the rest of my life, because I took a trip to Poland. I'm Polish, half Polish, Russian, and my grandparents were going for 3.5 months, my dad's side. And when I stepped on board an aeroplane, I fell in love with aviation and that dream and vision, because I want to tell you about that vision that I had as a 7-year-old, was getting paid to travel the world. Imagining sitting at a cafe in front of the Eiffel Tower, or going on safari in Africa, or, a Chinese junk cruise in Hong Kong, and shopping in Sri Lanka and all these different places, and getting paid for it, right? Becoming middle, like holidays. And that was the vision that I had. And my father, and I will say my father and so many other people used to bring me down. You don't have what it takes, Natasha. You're not good enough. It's just a glorified waitress's job. But when I got old enough to apply for the airlines, I was failing miserably. And I put an application in, and more often than not, I wouldn't hear anything, and I wasn't invited to an interview. And the one time I was invited to an interview, I wouldn't have hired me back then. Right? Because I didn't know what I didn't know. Was I dedicated? I paid for education, such as I learned how to speak Japanese because I wanted to fly international. I had to get my responsible services of alcohol certificate, my first aid certificate, or paid education that didn't guarantee me the job. One day I was working in a call center in Sydney, and I was working for a telecommunications company, and it was the early days of digital marketing. It was 1999. So I was scrolling on the screen on Google, and these Google AdWords jumped out at me because it was the niche, right? I was this person's perfect customer. And the words were, "This course is a must if you are serious about becoming a flight attendant." And I thought, what course? Is it going to get me the job? I didn't know you could do a course. How much is it going to cost? What am I going to learn? So I clicked on. So because those words spoke to me, and I was the course creator's perfect customer, because it had a hook, which was, are you struggling to stand out in your airline interviews and you don't know where you're going wrong? Are you It's not because you're not capable of doing the job or any of that sort of stuff. And then I read the course creator's biography, who happened to be a lady who was from Brisbane, Australia, by the name of Jacinta Amies. Now, she was a cabin crew member for Emirates for 10 years. That was my first clue. I didn't know that Australians could apply for airlines and be based overseas. So that was the first clue. I was like, what did that give me? Options. It widened my options because I wanted to fly international. And at that time, Qantas was it. Ansett was around and they had a very small international network as opposed to Qantas. But I didn't know Australians could apply for airlines and be based overseas at that time because no one told me. So that's an example of what I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I read how during her time at Emirates, she was on the interview panel. So not only did she see the successful applicants, she got to see the unsuccessful applicants and where they went wrong and how they don't know what they don't know. And she packaged her knowledge into a course. And her course, I couldn't afford the course. But as I was reading the information, and then I read about what I was going to learn. I was going to learn the psychology behind why they ask the questions that they ask in the interview, all about why they get you to do this in the group activities and what you should do. Examples of exemplary Q&As about general questions that airlines will ask you, and really good examples of how to answer them, and storytelling techniques. So, for example, in an interview, and this doesn't just happen in airline interviews, but can you tell us a time when you have experienced a difficult customer? What was the outcome? Like, what happened? And you've got to use the STAR technique: situation, task, action, result.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, right. A lot of workplaces use it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So the course taught you how to storytell. Our course teaches you how to storytell.
And boy, do we
share
have
your
a lot of
story.
stories.
Right, we've got some
lot of
stories because we've got some life experience. Right,
just a tad.
We've all got stories,
just a little bit.
And then I started to see all the testimonials for these people who had done the course and were flying in their dream careers. And all I remember thinking was, I just want to be them. I just want to be one of those testimonials. So I grabbed my credit card because I didn't have the money to pay for the course, praying that I'd have the money. And just for context, the cost of the course was just over half of what I was earning per week. And because I was paid monthly, I was halfway through the pay cycle and I didn't have enough money, not only to next pay, to pay for the course. I was running out of month before. No, is that right? I was running out of money before the month.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm dyslexic, right? Yeah. And so I took the leap, didn't know what I was, I just thought, I don't know if I'm going to get, because the course actually said at the bottom, this doesn't guarantee you the job. We're going to give you the tools, we're going to give you the strategies, but it's up to you whether or not you apply those strategies. We're going to give you the support. And Jacinta also had add-ons that you had to pay extra. For example, resume and cover letter writing services, coaching on the phone. Now you can use free digital platforms to coach, and even social media. Right? Was that the neighbour?
Yeah, someone's just coming.
Oh, okay.
We're at my place,
by the way. It startled me.
We're at my place. This is my abode.
And so I made the decision. I didn't care about the cost, you see. It was about what it was worth. And because at that stage, I was running out of airlines to apply for in Australia. I wasn't successful even being invited to an interview, and I was eliminated the first round, the only time I was invited to an interview. So I did the course, and it took me 1 bus and 2 trains. I come from Western Sydney. To get there, I had to dress as if I was going to an airline interview because that was part of the feedback and what you would learn, because importance grooming and how you present yourself, particularly working for an airline where you wear uniform, where all eyes are on you on an airplane because people are bored. And another thing that I learned in the course, which is so important, is when you are being interviewed and when you are in a group scenario, they're assessing and visualizing you in their uniform, talking to their passengers and how you make them feel, right? So that's really important because passengers will challenge you. People will challenge you, particularly when you lock them up at 38,000 feet. Trust me, I've seen it all. I've seen it
captive audience. I love it.
And we have there's handcuffs on board aircraft.
Oh, mate.
And I would never tell you where they are because that would be stupid of me. But there are real handcuffs. The captain actually has the ability to put someone under arrest who's misbehaving, and the crew are trained how to use them.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, some people want to steal them for their own personal use, if you know what I mean. Right? So anyway, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, we're having
so
a bit of fun.
I'm at this training.
Yep.
And I just decided to take everything in. And I applied for 2 airlines immediately preceding that course. And this is what happened. So another thing that they taught us in the course was just apply for all the airlines, even the airlines that you don't want to work for, because you can chalk it up as practice. What happens when you practice something, you get better. And I thought, well, that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Plenty of practice prevents piss poor performance, I say, right? I use it all the time. So we're just high on life.
I swear.
I think I need another coffee soon.
It's a Coke. I'm drinking like Coke. So as in
Coca-Cola,
like
sugar.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, no, I'm going to have another coffee soon.
Yeah, I can make you one.
So I applied for 2 airlines, and the first win was getting invited for that first interview for that airline I applied for. Bearing in mind, I applied for 2. So I was invited to one of those airlines pretty quickly for a cabin crew interview. And for the very first time, I got all the way to the end of the recruitment process where I was interviewed by the panel. And there was a panel of 4. It was extremely intimidating. But I was confident because I learned how to be prepared, how to prepare some stories that would be relevant to the questions. And I knew the questions that were going to be asked. It was almost like that course was a cheat sheet in a lot of sense, you know. And I brought it along, but this was the manual that came with it. Like, look how old it is. It's falling apart. So this was the course, and this was the course created down the bottom. And I know I'm holding that crooked. Jacinta Amy's from Brisbane, Australia. So, and this course essentially gave you, see, this is tips for the interview. So she packaged up her knowledge in this. And this became my Bible. This was, I believe, it was worth more than what I actually paid for the course, just having this alone, let alone going trekking into the city and going for the actual seminar, right, at a hotel.
Yeah.
And so I got all the way to the end. I waited 6 weeks and I was unsuccessful. I got the rejection letter and my heart was shattered. And at that point, I started to think, maybe this job's not for me. Maybe I wasn't meant to be an air hostess. Maybe they're right, my dad and everyone else who told me. Those thoughts really started to creep in.
Yeah.
Totally forgetting about the second airline I applied for, by the way.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was invited for that second interview and I got all the way to the end once again. But this interview, something shifted within me. I also felt that the interview panel were a little bit more like me. I did a lot of research on the airline, as I did with the other airline and every other airline I've applied for. But I used storytelling strategies to build a connection. And I'm going to give you an example because I'll never forget what happened in this interview. They broke all the rules in this interview, right, from this one-time investment and learning the skills. The airline was called Gulf Air. They had recently retired the Boeing 747 Queen of the Skies, which also meant that some of the destinations that the Boeing 747 flew to were no longer going to be flown by the airline. They were going to be removed from the network. And it was really exciting destinations such as Miami in Florida. And I think from memory, and I'm testing my memory here, was New York and I think Washington, D.C. Like, you know, because again, my vision was, you know, like New York, when you think about New York, you think about Broadway, you think about all things New York, right? You know, that was my vision. And so in the interview, I would say to them, you know, Gulf Air have recently retired the 747. Are you going to miss your overnights in New York? And then all of a sudden, one of the ladies would say, I am going to miss my overnights in New York. When I was in New York, I used to go to the theater or do this. And all of a sudden they're talking about themselves, right? And I would say, and it was a collaborative conversation. And, you know, and then, you know, someone else like on the panel would say, but we're introducing the A340, which opens up more destinations for the airline, which is really exciting. So we are really excited to be flying to, you know, and different destinations. And I'll be like, yeah. So what makes you excited about visiting? Let's just say, for this example, it is Paris, right? I've always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. Now I'm going to get paid to do it, you know, because all you have to do is crew a flight, you stay in a hotel, the airline pays for you. That was my vision. And believe it or not, in that interview, they offered me the job in the interview. So I was 23 years old in 1999. Can you imagine all of those years of struggle and fear that crept in? And I started to shrink my dream because of the opinions of others. And I was failing massively at airline interviews. And I started to think about, well, if I couldn't fly, what else would I like to do? Because I grew up, probably like many of you guys watching, and maybe Mary, you can relate to this, watched our parents work hard in jobs that they didn't like. They were miserable.
And not only one job. I can tell you my dad had, you know, there were 6 of us in the family. They landed in Australia in 1957. It was September the 13th. They came by ship. They paid full price. They weren't like $20 POMs or anything like that. They weren't refugees. They wanted a better life for their kids. And Dad pretty much started maybe 2 or 3 days after he landed, started working at Shell Australia. So, you know, and then because Mum never worked, because she was a 50s housewife, he was working during his holidays, 2 jobs, really did it hard, did it hard. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially that one-time investment in that, in this course that I couldn't afford changed my life. And it gave me a legacy in aviation of more than 20 years. And, you know, when you invest in yourself one time and learn some skills, it just speeds up your goals. Because you know, we've all been told how to, you know, to increase our income, we either have to increase our skill level by getting a university education or getting a you know, a higher paying job.
Yeah.
But higher paying jobs come with even
stress,
less time with family.
Yep.
You know, when I found this online business opportunity, I slipped back into the aviation space and I was a manager at one of the international airport lounges at Melbourne Airport. And I found myself working 7 days a week and I could only do it for 6 months. I resigned. And I'm just going to be honest and say that when I saw this opportunity, I replaced my income within the first 2 weeks, meaning that I had made my first sale and got my investment back. And I thought, it works. It works. It works for everyday people.
Yeah. Just like you and me.
Right? It does. And we've been going for about an hour 16, which is really good.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say it, we haven't had a huge audience today, but that doesn't matter.
No.
Because that's where it all starts. We're practicing.
We're practicing, and when we post this video, it'll be there forever on YouTube.
Yeah, digital real estate.
Yeah, digital real estate.
So guys, whenever you post a piece of content, It's out there working for you.
Yep.
Over and over and over. And Michelle O'Neill uses a really great example where she talks about a video that she created 2 years ago that is still working for her.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it. If like you're here on YouTube now,
Yeah.
the next time you watch a piece of content,
Mm.
make a point of seeing when that content creator created it.
Yeah.
Because if you're seeing content that was created 6 months ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
because the program's also going to teach you how to monetize from YouTube. A lot of people in this space now that have followed this blueprint step by step are now getting paid by YouTube, by TikTok, by Pinterest, by all of the platforms. Some of them by multiple platforms, because they're delivering value, education to people. And it takes practice. Like, I'll be honest, like, like when I started my journey, my videos were rubbish. They're cringy. But you know what? At least I started. You're gonna look. You do. You're gonna look back on your first content.
Yeah, I know.
And go, oh.
I'm never gonna say that to myself, because I reckon, power to me. I'm just gonna post.
See,
Yeah.
Now I just want to, like, Mike Gowans here, who helps run the Digital Growth Mastermind, working alongside Michelle O'Neill, who is an extremely successful YouTuber and digital marketer, and makes millions and millions of dollars. It's funny how something's popped up on my screen, because he's created a piece of content that's called "Stop Waiting for Perfect Videos," and we were just talking about that.
Wow.
Right? How don't wait until the right time.
It's true. Look, turn it around and show them. Yeah, it's just, that's amazing.
Yep. So there's Mike there.
Yeah.
He does a lot of training.
Yeah.
Sorry, that hasn't come up. That's not loading.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is. Here, Mr. Gowans. So he's definitely an entrepreneur, and he says, "See, stop waiting for the perfect videos."
Yeah.
Because they do teach you in the blueprint, or when you first start, that it's almost like when I finished ground school, right? When my first flying job that went for 9.5 weeks, there was zero expectation that I would step on board an airplane and know everything. I didn't know the first class service. I didn't know the business class service. I was only trained in the economy class service, but yet my flight senior on that occasion, on my very first flight, mind you, threw me into a business class position that I wasn't even trained in, and basically said to me, you can sink or swim. You can choose to sink or swim. This was my career. I chose to swim. I chose to learn, right?
Yeah.
But I wasn't perfect. I had to learn. And that content that Mike has just posted was just, it was a sign. It was a sign, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I saw the sign.
I think he was probably listening.
He could be. But you see, the thing is that Mike probably would have created that video on the weekend and has AI or YouTube Studio, which this program is going to teach you how to leverage your time by creating, so even have AI help you write your content for you for your perfect customer and for your niche, and do it in record speed time. He probably would have created that video just the other day, and it was released today. You know what I mean? And done is better than perfect. Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Because when Michael Jordan was born, he didn't pop out of his mother's womb as a top star basketball player, did he?
It would have hurt.
He had to get coaching, he had to learn the skills, and he had to practice.
Sorry.
It would have hurt. I know. I'm just trying to move on.
I think so.
Are you euphoric?
I was going to say, should we leave some content for next week? Because I've got lots of stories and you've got lots of stories.
We do. Yeah, but it's not about just sharing our stories. It's about sharing the opportunity for everyday essence, which we actually haven't gone through. But that's okay. We can do that next time, because it's not about the product. It's about
people.
It's about, whenever you start a business, you need people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like starting a band. You need fans. There you go.
Bingo. Look at you. See, she loves the camera. I don't.
I love it. Give me a microphone. I'll sing.
Some people are just like that. Like, we've gone to karaoke together, and the way that this lady just gets up on stage, it's almost like she owns it. And some people just have that ability. Like, a lot of people don't want to sing at karaoke, and actually a lot of people don't want their face on camera. So I want to talk about that just quickly before we go.
Okay.
Because there is such a thing as faceless marketing.
That's really important.
Faceless marketing, there are strategies that AI can help you produce faceless, even YouTube content, and even connect with people. It does take a little bit longer because people will buy, like what Michelle teaches us, is people will buy from people that they get to know, like, and trust, because people don't want to feel scammed. Next week, we're going to talk about some scams.
Yeah.
And real life stories.
Yes.
Next week, we're also going to have Glenn on board.
Yes.
So we're going to set it up properly so we can invite him, and Glenn can share his story, because these are everyday Australians.
Yes. Doing it hard. Yeah. Look, I mean, Glenn's got here. Most people grew up being told to work hard, save money, keep their head down, and avoid taking risks. So when the moment comes to actually spend money on their own growth, it feels uncomfortable. 100%. That was my upbringing, Glenn. You've just, in a nutshell, that was my upbringing. Work hard, don't take risks.
Yep.
It's very important.
Same.
It's worth looking into at the very least. Yep.
It is worth looking into because the information's free.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put in the chat.
Yeah.
Actually, Glenn, I don't know if you can help me out. If I can put something on the screen, I'm going to start off with the chat for now. Just a website for you. All you're going to do is you're going to pop in an email to get the information, to have a look at the digital products, to listen to Michelle O'Neill walk you through the blueprint, which is going to show you how to set up and automate an online business. You never have to hear the word no, but you get to make 100% profit from digital products. And if you've ever thought about starting a business and you think it's risky, the only risk is investing in yourself. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
And the only time that you're going to fail is if you quit, if you got started. It is an investment. You're going to get the tools, you're going to get the strategies, you're going to get Michelle's $1 million blueprint. Because I asked you this question, and I'm going to ask you the same question. Would you like to learn how to make $1 million in the next 3 to 5 years? Because would you be able to make $1 million in your job in the next 3 to 5 years? And if you answered yes to that question, how much time have you got to enjoy that money? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And while you're typing that, can I just say there's all sorts of prices as well, because I think pricing is important and some people can't really afford maybe, the top of the range, which is, I mean, I think it was a great investment, so that's what I've purchased. But for others, we can start lower and then build.
Yeah, well, that's
build. Yeah.
Well, that's why there are different products, because not everybody has the same dreams and goals and budget.
Yeah.
But people can get started for as little as $25, because there is a payment plan available through PayPal. Which is open to Australians, and there are a couple of small costs associated with starting your own online business. But once you set it up once, there's literally no online ongoing expenses. You work the business from your phone and using the internet, and that is teaching you how to connect with your perfect audience. Who, in other words, who is it that you want to help? Like for me, for example, I would like to help people who feel like they deserve more, who are stuck in the 9 to 5 in a dead-end job, or people who really want to change their life and package their knowledge into a digital product, or build an online community with knowledge that you already have and monetize from it in the digital space with no ongoing costs. Okay. So I have dropped a domain name in the chat. So all you need to do is head over to that domain name, pop in your best email. The email more than likely will land in your junk or promotions folder. The first thing that you're going to see is what we call your complimentary blueprint, which is essentially a step-by-step guide on and a breakdown of what this business is, the different types of digital products, and more importantly, how it can help you speed up a process of obtaining financial freedom without trading time or more time in a job, or even without getting a second job, because you can learn these skills. The average time it takes for people inside our community to get a return on their investment is about 7 days. For me personally, it took about 2 weeks, and some people can take a little bit longer, but it's up to you essentially. And if you would like to come and work with us, you can add the URL to the video description later as well. Thank you, Glenn. There is a URL in my profile here on YouTube. I have popped another one in there. Mary is learning. We're both still learning, and it does take a couple of years to build a business. We're not going to promise you that you're going to get rich quick overnight, because if we did, that would be a red flag.
That would be a scam.
It would be.
Yep.
So for anyone because as Australians and as people in general, we want that quick fix. We want that quick win. We want things instantly. We order food on our
instant
phone,
gratification.
instant gratification. Whereas when you build any sort of business, you've got to give yourself grace. The process works, clearly.
Absolutely.
You're going to attract people who are like you.
Yeah.
I have met Glenn in this online space. If I didn't take the brave step, I wouldn't have met my friend Glenn and many other people from all around the world, including Fiji, the UK, the United States, the Philippines, Singapore, India, because everyone needs to learn how to make extra money online and doing it legitimately without being scammed. Because the definition of a scam is handing over money and getting nothing in
back.
return. Whereas you're going to get a blueprint and a step-by-step guide and a fully automated business that is out there working for you, and the ability to make 100% profit, and from the sale of one digital product could pay your entire month's worth of rent.
Yep. And can I just add one more thing to that, is that you just don't buy the digital product and you're left alone. Pretty much there's, like Tash said, is training. There's also that community, and you can always ask questions, and
you'll always have them answered.
You will never, ever, ever be alone.
Never.
And you'll never hear the word no. So that's, I think we should wrap it up. Hour and a half. I think we've done well.
Yeah.
But we'll save some more stuff for next week, because I'm excited to do more.
And we just really want to connect with people, particularly Australians, who would like to change their life and who are afraid to start, who are afraid to invest in themselves, who are afraid to put their face on social media, who are afraid of what friends and family will think. But when you actually get started, I think those fears, it's the action that eliminates the fear, because when you procrastinate, it gets harder and harder to take action. Yeah.
All right, leave it there.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll see you guys next week. So we will post, save this video, post it, and if people want to just sort of see it later or share, we'd love that. That would be great.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yay, our first YouTube.